Good Maggie. Good girl.
On January 4th, 2021, at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Maggie became part of our family. She came from a puppy mill in Ohio and was rescued by Homeward Bound Animal Welfare Group of South Bend, Indiana. They thought that Maggie was a problem dog that would bite and that she was an escapist. I had worked in my youth with a Lepazan stallion that had been abused. He had become scared of people, and my father had told me to stay away from the horse. It might attack. I took my time with him, and in about a month we were good friends. Elsewhere on the farm, when we needed a vet, the cows were quieter if I was with them. I guess I have a knack of creating a trusting relationship with most animals. To be honest, this won't work for all animals or all dogs or all cats all the time. But given time, most animals like me being around them. I don't get close to wild animals, but close enough to say hi to deer, raccoons, and rabbits. And they say hi to me in their own way. The rescue shelter thought I would be the perfect person to work with Maggie. As much as I admire this shelter for their work, they were not in a position to deal with Maggie. So Mrs. Old Farmer and I were picked to adopt Maggie. It was a 4-hour trip home, and I held Maggie in my arms, not on my lap, all the way home. I talked softly to her continually, telling her she was a good dog and she's going to her new home. I didn't worry that she didn't understand me. I knew eventually she would. Maggie was an extremely traumatized dog. That was actually her only problem besides needing to be housebroken. Anytime she made a mistake, she started to tremble. Nothing had to be said to her. She knew. The problem was she didn't know what was the right way of doing things. A year later, she still trembles when she makes a mistake. I don't have to tell her she made a mistake. She knows she has. And no, it's not having an accident in the house. She wants to go outside. She may try to sneak something off of a plate if she's close to it and nobody is around.
Can Grandma pick you up?
But only if it's something she really likes, like peanut butter cookies. We believe a woman traumatized her in many different ways during her puppy mill days. She is scared to be picked up. She's scared of a leash. Sudden movement and sharp noises which don't have to be loud will make her cringe. She is also scared of newspapers. Maggie knows she doesn't have to be afraid of these things anymore. She knows it. But just as someone may be scared of flying, knowing the fear is unrealistic and getting past it are two different things. Maggie is working very hard to do so. She knows she is loved and safe, and if she makes a mistake, no big deal. I literally see her trying to be a better dog today than she was yesterday. Maggie and I are still joined at the hip. That's okay. Mimi, the previous dog, was the same way at first. Part of it is that I know how to act around animals. I always explain things to Maggie.
No. Stay there. Good girl. Stay there.
I don't care if she can understand what I'm saying. She eventually will. What she does know is that I explain things to her. I tell her if I'm going to go and get the mail, or work in the garage, or mow the lawn. At first, it was almost dragging her on walks because of her fear of leashes. We didn't, but it was an effort to get her to walk. We use a harness so that we're not choking her. It took us a bit to realize that she was terrified of the leash. Now she loves her walks, and if the weather is good, she enjoys long walks. She hates snow. I mean, she really hates snow the same way I hate liver. The reason most dogs are indifferent to such things that happen around them is that no one will explain things to them. Dogs are more intelligent than most folks realize. It is boredom that diminishes their interest. I always talk to Maggie, and she listens and knows what to expect. She knows she is an important part of this family. I never lie or avoid telling her things she may not like, but she knows that I will tell her what is happening and why. Granted, we do so at a level of what we would explain to a 5-year-old. When we can, we let Maggie make decisions. Dog experts say this is a bad idea. I disagree. They say a dog will try to take control. I think if this happens, you tell the dog no. So Maggie has learned where she can decide. She still can't believe that in some things she is allowed to choose. I always make it a yes or no decision. She pretty much chooses where we go and for how long on our walks. A neighbor has some farm animals that have an area where they can come close to the road. There are a couple of donkeys and a horse. We ask Maggie if she wants to go and see her friends. Sometimes she does, and sometimes she doesn't. I still continue to talk quietly and sneak looks at her and smile. It's something that just the two of us do. She likes looking at me and studying my face and actions. Maggie loves to cuddle under a blanket on the couch and to rock in a rocking chair with Mrs. Old Farmer or me. I don't tease her, which is a common trait with dog owners who don't understand this is cruel behavior towards the dog. It confuses them and often creates an unjust feeling that they are a bad dog. Maggie has learned that she is important, and we listen to what she thinks. This was a very difficult thing for her to learn. She had a very low self-esteem of herself at first. Now she has self-respect and shows a bit of ego. Not egotistical, but that she is somebody and that she is part of this family. When she first arrived, she did not make a sound. We were concerned that her vocal cords had been removed. Fortunately, they weren't. A happy Bichon will have its tail curled over its back. Maggie's tail was always down, even dragging. Now it's up and curled over her back when walking or even being carried. We can tell she is now happy. It is still hard for Maggie to be picked up. To help get around this, we taught her that she could be picked up off the couch rather than from the floor. Just within the last week, she is starting to get past that instinctive fear of being picked up. She doesn't have any problems being picked up outside or off of furniture. It's just the floor that she doesn't like. So if I have to pick her up and she doesn't want to be picked up, I will tell her floor or couch and let her decide. Usually it has been the couch, but I'm starting to see that she will wait for me to pick her up off the floor. With Mrs. Old Farmer, Marty, Maggie has a love-hate relationship with her. We believe that she was abused by a woman. I'm the one that has to pick up Maggie and hand her to Marty. If I do this, she likes being in Marty's arms or to be carried by her. Maggie has learned to trust Marty, but the fear still gets in the way, like someone learning not to be scared of heights. Maggie works hard to get past this, and I keep telling her and showing her how she is getting better. Things take time, Maggie, I tell her. I have backed away from as many things that will bond a dog to someone. I am having Mrs. Old Farmer do these things, such as giving her treats, feeding her, and even the morning walks. I see that Maggie is slowly getting over her fear. She even likes rocking with Marty in Maggie's rocking chair. I do have to pick her up and give her to Marty, but then Maggie will quietly lay in Marty's lap while rocking. Considering where her mental state was a year ago, Maggie has come a very long way. Maggie is a good dog, a loving dog. She wants to fight through her fears, and she is, one little step at a time. So I keep telling her she is a good dog. Even if she has just made a mistake of some kind, she's now seeing she is a good dog that just made a mistake. No big deal, she'll do better tomorrow. Mrs. Old Farmer and I feel very lucky that Maggie is here with us. And yes, at well over a year since we lost Mimi, we still miss her very much. I still think of her once or twice a day. Yes, I know I'm mourning her, but that doesn't mean that I don't love Maggie as much as she loves Marty and me. Maggie is not replacing Mimi. She is helping us to move on, and for us it's also little steps each day, and quite often moments of joy and happiness with Maggie. I have never had a dog like Mimi, but she did not have as many issues as a rescue dog, and it took me 5 years to bring her to that unique level that made Mimi one dog out of a million. So I'm excited in seeing how Maggie will be in 5 years. In Maggie's case, it might take a little longer, but she just might make it 2 dogs out of a million.
Don't forget to click like and click subscribe on the Old Farmer YouTube channel, and thanks again for watching. Bye.
The VFW National Home for Children, providing families of veterans and active duty military opportunities for growth and development in a nurturing community. Please consider a donation to help their children and families. I.C. Rhodes speaking.